Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another declutter video because in case you guys missed it, I am decluttering my makeup collection again for 2017. I always just like to kick off the year with a nice decluttered collection. So today I'm going to go through and declutter concealers. In case you guys missed any of my previous videos or you're just kind of in the mood to watch declutter videos, I will link my playlist in the description box below. And I don't have a specific number in mind today. Sometimes I have a certain number of products that I want to declutter, but today I just want to declutter shades or products that are no longer working for me, things that I'm not wearing, and just kind of make some more room in my collection. So the first concealer is from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This one is definitely one of my favorite drugstore concealers. I love using this one under the eyes, but I recently repurchased it and I got a shade that's a little bit too dark for me. So this one is in the shade Light and I actually wear the shade Fair. They used to have a brightening shade and I don't know if they have it anymore, but this one is too dark, so I'm going to pass it along to somebody else. The shade range of this concealer isn't great, so I wish they would release more because it really is such a nice concealer. So if you can find it in your shade, I would definitely recommend it. It has a nice amount of coverage and it just feels and looks really nice under the eyes. The next concealer is the NYX HD concealer and I wear the shade Fair. I love this concealer. I absolutely recommend it if you're looking for a good drugstore option. If you have dark under eye circles or you're just looking for a concealer to kind of brighten up the under eyes, this is a great option. It stays in place and is a little bit more sticky than the e.l.f. concealer, but I'm still a big fan of it. They also have a lot more shades than they do in the e.l.f. concealer, so I would recommend checking it out. They have a few color correcting shades as well and it's pretty affordable. So as you can see, I have a few shades of the Born This Way concealer. A long time ago they sent me all of the shades when they first came out with it, and I passed a few along to family and friends that were way too dark, but I did hang on to a couple of them. I still think there's probably one or two that are too dark for me, so let me swatch them and decide which ones to keep and which ones to declutter. Okay, starting from the left, I have Very Fair, then Light, then Medium. I think I'm going to hang on to Very Fair, and then declutter Light and Medium. Light might be able to work for me, but I definitely don't need three of them, so I'm going to declutter the darker two shades. But if you guys haven't gotten a chance to try this yet, I would recommend it if you have dry under eyes or you're looking for a medium concealer that's really hydrating. It's not sticky at all. It goes on really beautifully and it stays in place. So if you do struggle with dry under eyes, this is definitely going to be a good option for you. So I just recently added the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to my collection, so I'm definitely going to hang on to it. So far, I am a big fan of it. I feel like it gives you a ton of coverage and you just need the smallest amount. So far, I really like it. I am going to do a video comparing my higher end concealers, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I would recommend it. So I do have the Smashbox Studio Skin Concealer. Honestly, I don't know if I've actually tried this one out yet, so I am going to hang on to it so I can include it in that higher end concealer video. I think when I swatched it, it looked like it might be a little bit too dark for me, so I'll still try it out so I can decide whether or not I like it and keep you guys posted. Honestly, I'm just not a huge fan of the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. I've tried it so many times and I really wanted to like it because it is a full coverage concealer, but now that I've tried so many other concealers that I like better, I think I can go ahead and declutter this one. So it does work if you have really dark under eyes, and I feel like it's a little bit more hydrating than typical concealers, but I do have creasing under my eyes, so pretty much every concealer creases on me and some of them crease worse than other ones, and this one, because it is so hydrating, tends to really crease on me. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter it, but if you don't struggle with like under eye creasing, then this might work for you if you have really dark under eye circles and you need something to cover it up really well. I also have a brand new It Cosmetics Eyelift in a tube. This one comes with the Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer and a liquid brightener. But because I just don't like the Bye Bye Under Eye, I'm just going to go ahead and pass this along to somebody else as well. I do have my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light. This is my absolute favorite concealer in the entire world. I actually pulled out the stopper so I could get a little bit more product out. So it looks messy, but if you do that, you can actually get so much more concealer. So I'm a huge fan of this. It's my absolute favorite. I'm definitely going to hang on to it. I'm almost finished with it, but I need to finish it up before I declutter it. I also have the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer Cream, but I did just add this to my collection pretty recently. I have the shade L5 Neutral. I'm not going to declutter it because I've only used it once or twice so far, and so far I like it, but I'm not completely, like I haven't formed all my opinions on it, so I have to try it out a little bit more. But I will be including this in my high-end concealer battle or high-end concealer comparison, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I am going to hang on to it. So I do have two of these e.l.f. concealer palettes. They're pretty much the same, they just have different shades. So the first one is the Corrective Concealer Palette, and the second one is the Complete Coverage Concealer Palette. This one is brand new just because I was hanging on to it for when I ran out of this one. Honestly, it lasts forever because the only thing that I use it for is to carve out my eyebrows. On occasion, I will go in with like that green shade to color correct, but not out too often. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this one because I've had it for a while. It is a cream product and I think I've been using it for maybe a year. So it's probably time to go ahead and toss that one. And since I have a backup or, you know, an extra one, I'll start using that one since it is pretty much brand new. Okay, so I do have these Smashbox color correcting sticks, which aren't technically concealers, but I would kind of use them at the same time I would use concealer. So I have a peach one, which is supposed to help you look less tired, a green one, which is supposed to help you with redness, and a purple one, which helps with dullness. Honestly, I'm not huge into color correcting. I feel like these are a really good product if you are into color correcting, so I would recommend them for sure, but I just don't use them, so I'm going to go ahead and pass them along to somebody else. I just recently got this concealer pencil in a subscription box. I think it is from Ipsy. It's by the brand NUDESTIX, and I really like their lip products. It feels like it's going to be a nice product. It's like a crayon type concealer, and honestly, I would keep it, but I'm keeping enough concealers, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass this along to somebody else. I have the Amazing Concealer from Amazing Cosmetics, and I'm a huge fan of it. It's just like perfect for covering up dark spots or acne scarring. If you struggle with hyperpigmentation or just anything on your face that you need to cover up, this is a great option. I think it even covers up like tattoos. It's just a very full coverage concealer and you could use it under your eyes. For me, it creases, but I really like using it on my face, especially since I do struggle with acne scarring. So I am going to hang on to this one. I am going to go ahead and declutter the e.l.f. Maximum Coverage Concealer. I'm not really a fan of it because it's a little bit too hydrating for my under eyes, so it does end up creasing. I don't think I really have anything bad to say about it. It just didn't really work for me. So if you guys like this, you'll have to let us know in the comments below. I do like that you get a good amount of concealer in this packaging. And it's already fairly affordable, so it is a great value if it will end up working for you. I just feel like it's a little bit too hydrating for me because it ends up creasing. So this one is the Becca Cosmetics Dual Coverage Compact Concealer. It was discontinued, but you could still find it on Amazon, on HauteLook. You can find it randomly. If you can find it, I absolutely recommend it. I use it every single day to cover redness, acne scarring, hyperpigmentation, and it is amazing. I have the shade Butterscotch, and it has two different sides. It has a full coverage side and a medium coverage side, but I kind of use them interchangeably. I have like two backups, so hopefully I won't run out anytime soon, but if you can ever find it on HauteLook, I recommend grabbing it because it is one of my absolute favorites. Benefit's Bowing Concealer is similar, but it's a little bit more lightweight and a little bit more hydrating, so I do like this one. If you can't find the Becca concealer, I would recommend trying this one. I've used it for years and years. I am going to end up decluttering this one because I've had it for a very long time, so I know it's expired, but I definitely recommend it. I think it's an amazing option to cover dark under eye circles, just dark spots on your skin, and I have a video using this, so I'll link it in the description box below. So I really like the e.l.f. Cover Everything Concealer. I think it's a great option, like for what I just mentioned, with the Benefit Bowing and the Becca Cosmetics. I feel like it's really similar. I think it only comes in one shade, and honestly, I made it work for me, but I think now it's a little bit too dark. My skin is so light right now, so anything that kind of has this darker orangey tone just doesn't look good on my skin. If this will match your skin, I absolutely recommend it. It's so hydrating, so if you struggle with dry skin, it's going to be a great option. But because it kind of has that color correcting property to it, it really just hides anything on your skin, and it does blend well under foundation. And the last one I have is Benefit's Erase Paste. I am going to go ahead and declutter this one as well, just because I never end up using it. Again, it's just way too hydrating for me. I feel like there are so many hydrating, creamy concealers out there. So again, if you struggle with dry under eyes or dry areas on your face, it is a great option. It's very full coverage. It's probably one of the most full coverage concealers that I have, but because I have oily skin, I feel like it kind of slips around on my skin, so it doesn't really work well for me. If I had to compare these two, I would say Benefit's Bowing is a little bit more lightweight and Erase Paste is a little bit more heavy. So Erase Paste will definitely cover more, but Benefit's Bowing is going to stay in place better if you have oily skin. Okay, so I think I got rid of more concealers than I thought I was going to. I kept 10 and I decluttered 14, which was way more than I thought. I definitely think these are all concealers that I like and I will continue to use, and now I have room in my collection to try additional concealers. I mean, the point of decluttering is to downsize your collection, but because I do try so many products, it's nice to have extra room without it becoming like an overflowing mess, and now I know when I reach into my drawer, I like all of these products. Okay guys, that is it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.